Welcome friends to another Dune video. Today we'll look at the Imperial monetary system of the Imperium. How is trade made between planets over vast distances, and what currency do they use? Barter system or Imperial coin? Friends, let's find out. We'll be drawing here on the Dune Encyclopedia. Trade before the Valerian Jihad was between a mere 12 to 15,000 worlds and was very common. But there was no binding government, so trade was done in many different ways, such as barter. The guild at this time would barter with its service, and over time the guild made it clear it wanted a universal monetary system to be brought into existence. Further support was shown by the Bene Gesserit. The guild did hold a commodity in one area, that of spice trade. Everyone wanted it, but the guild limited access. They would not allow the precious melange to be used in this way, as they did not want their own use of it to become well known. The guild, as an alternative, tried an old method, one of getting people interested in jewels and gold, but some of these now were not rare, and none were wanted by all humans. Greed now was more widespread, and so it was decided, like with many other empires throughout human history, this one would have an artificial currency. Efforts were made to convince those in power on the Chom board, such as House Carino and other great houses, that this was a good move. Two elements carried the guild's case in reality. First, the desire for wealth and the desire for power, twin and tied motivations for many houses, and the guild showed how through a combination of interest and leverage, great profit could be made by those who hold the money. To appease the directors in great houses, they were told that the introduction of money would make interstellar commerce more efficient and more profitable, and more available to others. The houses, whose time had faded, relied on things like court politics and military achievements to maintain their position, will be able to harness this and use it to make them more profit in new areas. These officers, from some perspectives, were entrepreneurs. What they gained and lost from the business would quickly be shown in how they stand within the hierarchy of the guild, and would also help or obstruct the entrepreneur's access to spice. A guildsman could gain many years taking spice, but at this stage the Solaris was just a name, a piece of rice paper, numbers in someone's ledger. Once the system was in place, its value became more defined through money users. The guild was resistant to have spice singled out as a measure of what money was worth by the emperor or the Landsraad. The guild led away from this by recommending commodity equivalents. The guild has records of weight numbers and value ratios to help with this process. Despite resistance in terms of ambition from the Landsraad and House Carino and the weight of its opinion, eventually everyone settled with the guild's formula. The house's interest was largely in what they did sell. What was that worth? House Atreides, by example, needed a certain set on their pundi rice in terms of what the weight and amount of it are worth. This was balanced between the interest of the houses. Those rich in goods kept their position, but the Solaris did lead to changes in the value of some planet products. Every 25 years, the Guild, the Emperor, and the Landsraad would review market history and make revision to the Solaris value system. Likely, so none of those involved were ever let out of pocket. Even small changes would still have to leave the market largely unchanged. As the Dune Encyclopedia says, most artificial manipulations of value were done to encourage or discourage production of specific kinds of goods. Apparently, however, no price was kept fixed for more than 3 years at a time, about the period it took an economic wave to propagate across the empire, and the guild bankers would probably intervene to buy in the case of dumping or to sell in the case of hoarding. And we end with a few examples of values in Dune. Spice itself went as high on the Imperial market as 620,000 Solaris per decagram. From this, House Harkonnen squeezed 10 billion Solaris out of Arrakis every 330 days, and the house was stacked with such riches they could offer 1 million Solaris as a price to obtain a single Fremen crysknife.